The United States is currently missing millions of homes. To close that gap and stabilize prices, the country needs a massive, sustained wave of new residential construction. This chart from the Associated General Contractors reveals a severe operational wall blocking that construction. 92% of construction firms report they cannot find enough workers to hire, and 45% say these labor shortages are actively causing project delays. One of the primary drivers behind these missing workers is stepped-up immigration enforcement. Federal agents conducting local sweeps create immediate, localized vacuums in the available labor pool. Enforcement acts as an industrial bottleneck. By removing active workers, it currently paralyzes nearly one-third of all U.S. construction firms. When federal agents remove undocumented immigrants from a job site, the political assumption is simple. Builders will fill those newly empty roles with native-born Americans, raising wages to attract them. But microdata covering years of federal immigration enforcement across the country reveals a different reality. This visualization breaks down the math found in a recent NBER working paper. For every undocumented worker arrested and removed from a construction site, roughly 6 American-born workers lose their jobs as a direct result. How does removing one undocumented immigrant end up putting 6 native-born citizens out of work? To answer that, we have to look at how labor functions in the real world. Economists divide workers into 2 categories: substitutes, who easily swap places with one another, and complements, who require each other to get a job done. On a home build, undocumented immigrants overwhelmingly supply the foundational physical labor. Think of the heavy lifting: site clearing, masonry, and basic framing. Once that foundation is set, a different group takes over. The specialized, licensed trades, like plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians, are overwhelmingly U.S.-born workers. A house is built in a rigid physical sequence. Plumbers cannot run pipes through walls that haven't been framed. Electricians cannot wire a house that doesn't have a roof. These 2 groups of workers are deeply dependent complements. Neither side can finish the project without the other. When an enforcement shock hits a community, subcontractors suddenly lose their crews, or workers abandon active sites entirely because of rumored federal activity. In response, construction firms do exactly what economic theory expects. They try to recruit native-born citizens. 7 out of 8 firms raise their base pay, and a majority launch targeted digital ad campaigns to attract younger applicants. In a standard timeline, when foundational labor disappears, firms cannot recruit enough native-born replacements. Every subsequent trade step fails. Stalled sites bleed money, forcing builders to cancel developments. Taking on less work, they lay off their U.S.-born electricians, plumbers, and supervisors. The loss of these U.S. jobs is the strict mathematical outcome of breaking a complementary supply chain. When you zoom out from a single job site to the entire country, this chain reaction visibly shrinks the national housing supply. This line chart tracks the Secure Communities Enforcement Program. In counties hit hardest by sweeps, intended residential building permits plummet. The damage continues downstream, translating into a significant drop in newly constructed homes reaching the market. We are currently restricting our own housing supply during a historic national shortage. This bar chart measures the financial penalty passed down to buyers. Under strict immigration enforcement, new construction costs jump by $50,000, a 16% increase. Consequently, buyers crowd the existing housing market. Within 2 years of a shock, local home prices rise by 6%. Treating the construction labor force as easily replaceable ignores how physical building actually works. In this highly specialized ecosystem, broad enforcement acts as a sledgehammer. Stripping away foundational labor stalls a third of the industry, leads to native-born job losses, and pushes the dream of home ownership further out of reach.